gracious. Okay, so let's back up to the beginning. You have a quiz today, but what we learned yesterday is not on that quiz. What we learned yesterday is not on that quiz. It will eventually be on a test, but it is not on this quiz. Next Tuesday or Wednesday. Probably Tuesday. Okay, I need a workbook from someone. I want to discuss some directions that are unclear. Okay, so yesterday we took notes. And then you were given a workbook assignment, which I assume you're going to work on today once you finish the quiz, because that would be a smart thing to do to get that done, and to make sure I've seen not only the 2 workbook pages, but have I seen your checkpoint? Is there anything else you're missing from this unit that you need to make sure I can see? Table 6 can add a point, because Lyric asked me a good question this morning. She came and asked me about the directions at the bottom of page 41. So I want to clarify that, because she's right, the directions are not very clear. So on the 2x2s, it's great with me if you want to do what we learned yesterday, our trick with the diagonals. Or it's also fine with me if Caitlin puts it in her calculator. The only reason why she might want to do the diagonals is because then she can at least show a little work. That way, if she makes a mistake, I can give her some points. As for the 3x3s, we didn't learn how to do them by hand. So we didn't actually evaluate using determinants. How did we evaluate? Thank you, Landon. You said it first, you get a point. So I'm going to change the directions to using a calculator. So I guess I just thought y'all would not overread the directions, but I'm impressed she did. So seriously, for the ones that you were assigned at the bottom, just concentrate on your calculator. Okay, thank you, dear. I'm not going to remember I saw that. You're still going to show me later. Okay. Beyond that, though, it's just math workshops. Okay, so I'm needing help with number 9. First period broke my heart with these. Second period did a much better job. I'm hoping your class has it better together. Just sit up here. Let's see. Okay, so our first problem involves an 80. I need 2 numbers that multiply to 80. One of those numbers needs to be a perfect square. 6. You could have 2 points for not making me spend all day on that. Okay, so someone said first period. Thank you. You can have a point, Caitlin. Someone said first period 10 and 8. 10 and 8 would be silly because neither of those are perfect squares. Someone first period said 4 and 20, which is great, but 4 is not the largest perfect square. The largest perfect square that goes into 80 is 16. 16 times 5 is 80. We'll deal with those exponents in just a second. I know the square root of 16. What's the square root of 16? 4. Jessica said it first. She can get her point. So a 4 comes out of the radical. There's a 5 under the radical. So my final answer has a 16 and a square root of 5, and then some sort of variables in between. So now let's deal with the variables. This is where first period broke my heart. I'm hoping it doesn't repeat itself. Q to the 6 and G to the what? Just G, and I'll give 2 and 3 a point for that. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so it's G to the 1. But you and I both know we don't actually write that 1. It's understood. So your final answer should be 16, Q to the 6, G square root of 5. Okay, easy points for this one. Why did I not have any remaining Q's or G's underneath the radical? 2 and 4 can get a point. It's got to deal with those even exponents. So on 10, since it's an odd exponent, I already know someone's going to be left under the radical. Okay, the 8 is on the outside, so we don't even have to do anything to the 8. All we've got to do is deal with the k to the 3rd. So what should the answer be on number 10? Thank you, and you can have a point for that. If you've forgotten, I reminded first period, you could write out the variables. So k to the 3rd is k times a times k. And then you circle the pairs. So there's one pair. That's why the one k gets to come out. The other k doesn't have a match. That's why he stays under the house. So if you need to write it out like that, you still can. Hoping you're beyond it, but if you need to, you can. Okay, number 11. first things first, to break down 800. What two numbers will give me 800? What two numbers will give me 800? I could do 10 and 100. I will literally take your points. All of them. I could do 10 and 80, but those aren't good. I could do 40 and 2. I could do 402. Bless you, Brady. 402. And I still have 8 to the 4th, b to the 11th. What is the square root of 400? Brady, have another point. So I've got 20. I've got a square root of 2. Someone other than Brady, tell me what to do with these exponents.
You can take A out. You can take
A to the what power then?
square.
And you can have a point for that. And then what about the B?
B, you can take B to the 5th.
Thank you. 2 and 4 can have a point, and there is a B left over. So I know there's a B left over because it's to the 11th. And then 10 divided by 2 is 5. So that is perfect. That's the perfect answer. Moving along with our lives. Let's do our last one, and we're done with the math workshops today. If you're trying to get ahead, have 13 and 14 done, of course. But knowing me, we're going to start the new page of factoring, too. So be ready for all the things. Okay, don't break my heart. Square root of 289. Bless you, Drea. That was fast. 17. That's one we're supposed to know. Okay, then we have to deal with the d to the 0, e to the 5th, f to the 9th. Here is another potential moment for you to literally break my heart, but I guess I will have to deal. Tell me what to do with the d to the 0. This is why I keep you. This right here. Post-it and all. This right here. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So this is a 1. I knew you were going to say that because everyone on earth has said that all day. But if it was 0, then the entire answer would be 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1, and we don't bother to write ones. So there's no need for that d to the 0. It's literally there just to see if you know your rules of exponents. Okay, so d's gone. Now to just deal with the e's and f's. Someone other than Brady deal with the e's and f's. Thank you, ma'am. Dre, you get another point. And what, ma'am? F to the what? Did you just do the square root of 9? Is that what you're supposed to do? Okay.
Can I say what it was?
Yes, please.
Wouldn't it be F to the 8? No, yeah, 4. It'd be 4 because then we have 1.
It's F to the 4 with 1 left over.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so 2 helped, 4 helped, and 6 helped. So 2, 4, and 6 can have point. Okay. Moving on with our lives. Go ahead and clear off your desk. You don't need anything but a pencil and a calculator. If you need to borrow one of mine, come get it now. When you get done with your test, of course, it's a quiz, sorry. When you get done with your quiz, of course, put it in the bucket, like usual. Of course, you have a workbook assignment and other stuff to do for me you ought to work on. But I need a special favor for the matrix chapter. If you borrowed one of my calculators, instead of putting it in the holder, put it on my desk when you're done. Why is that? Yes, I want to know tomorrow. That's later notes. You don't need that today. Okay, so I need to clear it off. Now, I realize you're my last Algebra 2 trick class of the day, but I still have others who aren't finished with it, and I don't need them to luck out and pick your calculator